user committees in our communities. This will begin with policymakers. Let them come on ground, different villages, localities. Let us form user committees and really educate these people, the young people, the mothers, the fathers, the grandmothers. Let us educate them about the importance of really conserving the resources that are around us. Talk of the wetlands, because very many people encroach on them. I'm giving, for example, in my home district, Chegegwa, as I grew up, we had a lot of wetlands around us. But as I talk, people are constructing storage buildings. They're constructing factories in wetlands, and really nature has changed. We are spoiling nature, and these effects, they're going to affect us. Talk about the drought that is increasing, those increasing temperatures, because we know the wetlands, they're going to help us in rainfall formation. But if we really encourage them and they get depleted, which means all the gases within the atmosphere, they will have nowhere to go, but rather than affecting us, our health. Talk about people breathing in bad air, causing lung cancer, and so many other diseases. So we have to fight against this by forming user committees, educating people about proper utilization of these wetlands. Another thing, the policymakers, yes, the policies are there, but we are not implementing them. The policies that protect wetlands, that protect forests, they are there, but we don't follow up. Let policymakers follow up to see that if they say wetland protection, are people really protecting the wetlands? They should move up to the last person on ground to see whether which the policies they make, to see whether they are really implemented on the ground. And then another thing, they should really give platforms for the young people, for all people, to really talk about these impacts of climate change, that everyone can understand that climate is really changing. So if the climate is changing, we should also change our way of living for a better tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Tumpigie Mheshimiwa wetu makopi. Well, she's just challenging all of us as young people. She first gave us a story and challenged all of us in this room to be accountable, so that we can also be able to make our leaders accountable. We have to start by being accountable ourselves. So who celebrates birthdays here on an annual basis? You know, there are those people whose birthdays just pass. They don't even know, okay, it was my birthday. Oh, I didn't know. So, but how many of you celebrate your birthdays? So how many of us do celebrate our birthdays? Just want to, by show of hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, out of 50 people in the room, only 15 celebrate their birthdays. The rest don't know when they were born, isn't it? Me, I celebrate my birthday every year. And every year I plant a tree. So I have a lot of trees. I've planted trees everywhere. The birthday has found me. South Africa, there is my tree. Kenya, there is my tree. Uganda, there are so many trees. Wherever my birthday finds me, I plant a tree. So can I challenge all of us to do that? Just do something. Don't think so big. Think of something small you can also do in your community. Some of us think that it is those members of parliament, those ministers, those CEOs of Oxfam. No, it is all of us. It's a collective responsibility. So let's act small but impact globally. Act local but impact globally through our actions. So thank you so much, Katsimi. Let us clap for her. But I want to call someone here to just share experiences in just 3 minutes. She's called Laura Muanguzi, and she's a young climate activist. She's in the house. She does her work on raising awareness within Uganda. If you can do that in 2 minutes before we go for our next session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A very good morning to everyone. My name is Laura Mwanguzi. I'm a 17-year-old climate change activist working together with Youth Go Green and Fridays for Future Uganda. Growing up, I've been raised by a single mother, a very strong feminist, and I would like to recognize her in her absentia. Well, I've experienced a lot growing up, but I did not know that all this was due to climate change. Till the year 2020, when I was inspired by a young climate change activist called Vanessa Nakate, and I got to know that all I was passing through was all due to climate change, but I was not aware. I started my activism in 2020 after witnessing a lot. And one of the reasons was that I share a common story with Vanessa Nakate, being that by then I was 15 years old, but then girls my age were being exchanged for resources in their families due to climate change, something like floods, landslides, and this girl would be given out for marriage, yet she has a future in front of her. Well, in my journey, I did not make this alone. I would like to recognize the presence of Mr. Jackson Muhindo, who has been my mentor and has nurtured me till where I am, as well as Mr. Edwin Muhumuza, who is of Youth Go Green. Well, I have experienced a lot. There is racism in this. There has been despise, criticism, and a lot that has happened within my life, and I have pushed to where I am today. Well, there is a lot that has happened that very many people do not know about, especially the young children, the youth out there. That is why I would request, as we are making these decisions and all that we are doing, I would like that we extend climate change education into schools. Let us introduce this into the educational syllabuses so that children get to know about climate change. I have moved to several schools to plant trees, to carry out activities, but then the kids there do not know what climate change is. They do not know the impacts and effects. And when you get to ask them about that, even their parents at home do not know about this. Well, the other thing that I have faced in my experience is that we, the young climate justice activists, is that our voices have not been amplified enough. But me standing before you all today is a great pleasure, and I would like to say thank you, Oxfam, that today my voice is to be amplified. And I'm here to speak on behalf of the youth out there that are being affected by climate change and are not able to extend their voices to such conferences. And with that, I am so grateful. Well, another thing that I have experienced, okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, and please let's applaud her so much. Imagine she's just 17, right? I don't know at 17 what I was doing. Yes, 17, I think I was in senior. Yes, 17. Okay, at 17, I was just doing activism within school. I was maybe an assistant head girl. If I was in the O-level, I mean, I wouldn't even talk to these people. I wouldn't, sincerely. I would be like, even if I came to such a room, I would be pulled back. I would be like, oh, that is for big people. So really, you're going to be our ambassador. And you've already started a journey. And we appreciate the work that you're doing, especially at the school. There's a saying that when you leave the tree to burn when it is young, it is still growing, then that tree will never, it will never be straight again. So working with young people, especially in schools, is a good thing because you're empowering them from the onset as they grow up. And that's where we are actually having a challenge. Most of us focus for out of school, especially or at university. But I think if we started from down, we will get there. So thank you so much for the great work you're doing. And we will be following you. You're going to be one of our inspirers. You're already inspiring the young ones, but I know that you'll go higher. Let us clap for her. Actually, my daughter, I have one daughter, and she's 8 years. So today when I was coming, I was rushing, and she's like, I'm going with you. I said, hey, you stay back. Don't follow me. Now, when I saw her speak, I was like, I felt touched as a mother. I'm like, oh, I wish I'd come with her. Should have been inspired by some of the people in this room. Well, for now, we're going to have a talk show. And I would like to invite, we're going to have a talk show, right? Isn't that exciting? Yes. So I'm going to invite our host for that talk show, who is none other than Christine Sano Christine from Kenya. Ooh, clap for her. She comes. Thank you. Karibu sana mheshimiwa. Nitakupatia hii microphone, lakini utajua kama unatembeza namna gani session yako. Unajua watu wako, si ndio? Okay, asanti. Asanti sana, karibu sana.
Jawari Konyao. Asante sana. And hello everyone, my name is Christine Sayo from Kenya. I'll be taking you through a talk show format with a very interesting set of panelists. We have 3 mini sessions within this session. So the first session we will have some 2 interesting speakers talk to us about their COP26 experience. Then we'll do something fun and creative in between for 15 minutes, and then transition into our last session where we will be looking at, again, very interesting set of panelists talking us through how they have been doing national actions that in preparations for COP27. So are we ready for that? Oh, wow. Are we ready for that? Are we ready to have fun? Are we ready to learn? Are we ready? Are we energized? Okay, thank you. So I will call my first 2 set of panelists, and I think I need some help maybe moving the chairs here. Photography, I don't know if you can advise where is best for our panelists to sit. Here, just 2. We'll do the first 2. I forgot about myself, so I'm wondering why there are 3 chairs. Yeah, so I will invite Miriam Taluisa from Uganda to come join us on the stage. Miriam, if you're in the room, let's clap louder for her. More energetically, please. Thank you so much. I will also call upon Edwin Muhumuza from Youth Go Green. Edwin? Oh, Edwin is not yet here, which makes this a powerful feminist panel. And we will proceed with Madam Miriam Taluisa. So, Madam, welcome. And I think I'll just join you in sitting down. Perhaps you can start by introducing yourself, what you do, where you're from, something you do for fun. Yeah.
Can I use a mic then? Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, young people. Yes, my name is Miriam Taluisa, and I work with a regional organization called Dunia Nzuri Climate Outreach, where I work as a regional coordinator. The question about what I do for fun, I think working with young people is my fun. Why? For example, this morning, I feel energized. I am reliving my experience. I'm a product of such a process that was done years ago by ActionAid, and of course, a few contemporaries here will attest to it. That is Honorable Jackie. I saw Madam Nevatiti here. She's been part of my journey, our journey, and few others that are in the audience. So being here today is reliving that experience, where we came from. Listening into young people talk about, I want to be this, I want to do that, speaking very passionately about their need and interest to be a part of the climate change conversation. So that's my passion, and I think anything in between, but at least that is something that I would like to talk about today.
Thank you, Miriam, for sharing. And really, it's good to hear that you're paying forward some of what was given, actually all of what was given to you, plus more. And I always like to ask many people what they do for fun, because as activists, as actors within environment and women empowerment, oftentimes we get so swallowed in the work and we forget to take care of ourselves. So just a reminder for us in the audience to always allot some time to take care of ourselves, what they call self-care. A time you just take to recharge and think through and maybe engage with other people so that you don't deplete all of your battery, but rather you're always on point and ready to go. So Madam Miriam, I would want you to share about proceedings from COP26 and mention briefly about opportunities for engagement for young women.
Okay, thank you so much, moderator.
My name is Christine.
Christine, thank you so much. I would like to also give a disclaimer. I prepared both for this conversation. First, I did a presentation, and then this morning I scribbled down a few things that I wanted to share with you, having realized that this conversation is going to be freestyle. Young people. So initially I thought I was going to make a presentation, and I was really struggling to see how do I talk about the technical things, yet this space has been customized to be free. So I'll attempt to do that, and first of all I would like to mention that I've been a part of the process for some good time. I earlier on talked about my experience as a young person, as a student, and I'll go over it again. As a student in Makerere University many years ago, I was encouraged to be a part of a youth process that was looking at global linking local voices to global conventions. At that time, we're looking at the Millennium Development Goals. Who has ever heard about that? Millennium Development Goals. So many years ago. Yes, so at that time, we're looking at that, and there was so much to really tackle, including that, as a young person, you want to touch this, touch that, education, agriculture, food security, everything. It was a buffet that we're introduced to, and really one would want to had the energy, had the interest, had the vigor to take on each and everything. But long story cut short, I took on the environment strand of development. And of course, being here, I've come a long way, I should say, and I've been nurtured, I've been fortunate, to have opportunities, to have people to have my hand, carry me around, And today, being here as part of the Oxfam convening is really one of those opportunities that I keep on looking back at to say, if it weren't for them, then probably I wouldn't have the capacity, wouldn't have the experience, wouldn't have really gone through the processes for me to be here to talk about such a huge global process that is ongoing. Now about the COP, I would like to even put it simpler. There's a lot of technical things that people talk about, especially for the climate change discourse. And I think, I don't know whether it's a personal conviction, but of course I've also heard other people say it is on purpose that climate change is technically talked about. Each and every other year, there's a new word that is being coined. Each time, there's a jargon, there's slang, there's too much. Really, one may be pushed out of the process, but I encourage you to, as much as possible, get abreast with those technical jargons, technical processes. For each and every other year, there's a technical process coming through. So at the end of the day, it's only going to be important and very helpful that we follow through, you follow through, keep abreast with the processes, with the bandwagon, so you cling yourself there and engage and influence things there. So I summarize the process in about 3 aspects.